All right, guys, welcome to the hard carry, where we're carrying CDL matches from Twitch straight to you. I'm here with my co-host Catalyst. What's up, Cat?
Hey, what's going on, man? Today we're looking at Ultra in Boston coming up. The first game up is
Austin, it could give
Fortress.
us a bit of a
And
taste
it's going to be
into
a
who could
really
be
mixer.
a front
If I
runner
see
moving
one
into the
getting
rest of
pitted
the
against
year
the
as we
other,
jump
I'm going to
on
see Ultra
into
really
map number
dominating
one.
this series.
Boston, oh
Did
no!
he just stick his? Oh, what a way to start, Beans.
Out of the way. You want to start off your CDL campaign, Jay? The team
And we
is
do
off.
have Beans
That's most of our
starting
series
out
where Nate
in
is
this
just not
major.
going where you want it to
And
be.
his first major,
Unfortunately, Beans takes
what
down
do you call it, a
Awakening. So now
premiere?
it's
Yeah, his
Toronto
first
just
match
running on the
ever.
better side or getting a lot of time
Well,
off in
so
this
he,
Speed
he,
one.
he
You
came
wanna
in a
slowly
little
try
as
to
a
work
sub
your
in
way
Major
out, play
1,
for these kills,
but
play for this rotation, as Vivid is
now
able to
Beans is
find
going to be
two.
playing
Toronto
full-time
Ultra
as a
not
starter
getting any time.
in
This is
replace of
exactly what
Methodz.
Boston Breach want.
We'll see if Beans
So let's
is
see how this goes.
You want to
finally
watch.
get that kill up on the board. You know, he's anticipated. He's been waiting for this moment for such a long time. First gun engagement, not able to find it. It is going to be Breach, though, finally getting an opportunity to put a foot inside of that
Big shoes to fill at the Boston Open.
Still, when we talk about P2 spawns, Toronto right now do have that
Very
favorite
true.
side and the top left side of the screen. They are going to be
But
in a good
also a
spot
very
for it.
tough match to
As
start
you said,
off
Jake,
with Toronto. And of
all
course,
eyes
as
on
soon as I
Beans to see
start
if he can
recording,
really be the difference
I got
maker for this
fucking.
Boston
I've
Breach
watched
team.
almost 2
A
whole
lot of
hours
folks have said it. He could be the
without
guy
no
to really
issues.
help elevate the slaying on
And
this
now,
roster.
as soon as I start
Yeah,
recording, I
because
got
Beans, at
I
least
got
in the
lag.
challenger scene, he was dominant, man. Like a 1.12 in every single mode, a 1.2 in search and destroy.
Green
So
Knight
he's
sitting
consistent when it comes
also
to the
2
slaying
points.
and consistent in the numbers. Has a transition against
Oh,
some of the
with
best
7
teams
and
in the
4.
world. And
Oh,
going up
this
against
is
Toronto Ultra, it's never going to
scrap.
be easy
Rock
task.
on
They
the-
look kind of bad. They got cooked up
Oh, he
at
was the
Major
first
2,
donut,
but
not the first first
they
pick,
always
but
have
he's
to
1 and
respond
3.
now.
On
Boston
the
Breach, they
opposing
find the break
side,
through the
6
front
and 2
side
for
with
big
30
weight.
seconds
That's a
left. You have to at
3
least
point.
get back towards P3
0 and 4
because
for
Toronto
Beans.
Ultra, they already have
He
control of that.
hasn't
They're going to be able to win a
happened
rotation
to
over
be
towards
able
X.
to
Yeah, it's like
capitalize
Boston
on
broke
any
how
kind of
well
go.
Toronto are on the rotation. Some snaps being hit across really both sides, but yeah, I feel like we've absolutely hit them with the caster curse. We're talking about rookie of the year conversation. Scrap, he starts off 0 and 3. Beans, well, he's yet to get a kill so far. We're getting ready to jump into our third hard point. I don't know. It's not looking the greatest, so we'll try to just avoid that. Maybe move on to another time. But at the very least, thankfully for
Getting
Beans,
off to a
Awakening
go.
is definitely picking things up. It was
Big
the break
wave.
for the moment
The
from
main
Breach,
break.
as we said, that P3 incredibly important. And right now it's Boston
What the
with that at their back as Vivid
Went
falls off
from
the 6
8
free.
full.
Oh, Vivid falls, but at least he's able to earn that cruise. Still
Your
looking
voice
to
is
lose
lagging. I don't know if
Boston
it's me or
really-
you.
Putting a lot of pressure from top maps and from the front. They're able to find every single kill in the feed. And Toronto
It's
Ultra,
probably
they
not
find the
me.
break. So with about 30
So I'm not
seconds
doing
left, Boston
anything
Breach,
else.
they gotta cut their losses.
I'm not doing anything else either, but this thing is self-sucking.
And that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah,
as they
really
find
pisses
some
me
kills.
off.
If one player does slip through, it's Kleenex. Everyone trying to track him down.
See if they'll be able to find him or
I
not.
think
As
tomorrow I'm
we said,
gonna
player
have a
number
new
7
spot in my house to
right
do
now on the
this
mini-map,
for my
taking a look
laptop.
out
See if
for
it can get a little
Tobias
closer to
with a
the,
few shots in the back of Awakening. Back and forth we go.
a little
Finalizes
closer
the
to the
kill.
actual
Not going to be
modem.
able to find the second. However, he does open up a lane for his other SMG duo in Standy to try to make something happen. He'll eventually drop. So both SMGs cleared out of the base, and now Boston can focus on soaking up this time. Well, it's been a slow start for the new addition in Beans, Jay. It has been fantastic beginnings for both Vivid and Awakening.
Oh yeah, Boston Breach is doing what they need to do. Like you said, Beans not having the best start, but the SMGs have came to play. And you know what you're going to get out of Awakening. It's usually always positive in these hard points. But that's going to be Toronto finding 2 kills and putting pressure on through dubsteps. It's going to be Scrap flying around with that TAC 56. He's able to take that player down. The break is about to come in, but there's still a couple Boston players trying to keep it stagnant.
I don't know about you, man, but it just feels like the break so far throughout this hard point, not that they're
Still
effortless, but it just
tie game.
seems that way. Like the way that Boston broke it, P3, and now jumping on in toward bottom cannons.
Well,
Toronto
it's
just
a-
waltzed their way right on into the hard point. You see Scrap and Insight with the ARs of all things, doing some great work in what should be close-range gunfights. Final hard points getting ready to start with the first set of rotations. We head toward Blacksmith. And right now it is a pretty even game considering that Boston right now do hold the seconds. Insight trying to lead the way, lead the troops. They'll find a pick. That's double headshots for the ARs. Now's the time to go for Toronto.
Yeah, if you're Boston, you just have to try to play for these kills. Narrows the cutoff man. He finds 2 to keep that pressure off of Awakening. Now you have a couple teammates that are in the play, but Insight is cutting them all down alongside Scrap. The ARs from Toronto Ultra coming out swinging in this map number 1. Basically a tie game. With only 30 seconds remaining on this last hard point, neither squad wants to drop. You want to try to maintain the better side of the map.
Oh, Scrappy.
Out towards the back. That's going to be 3 dead in the feed. Last player towards bottom maps should allow Toronto Ultra to soak up the last 20 seconds.
And we're just seeing every AR player just absolutely beam right now. At least if we're talking about Awakening for Boston, we see Insight go on a spree. We see Scrappy going on a spree himself. And
still
you were
rocking
one to say
it.
it, right? This is a big AR matchup when we talk about Boston's new duo. We got Toronto Ultra, obviously Scrappy. And Insight, one of the better AR duos that we've got.
That's a
It's a good
1.4.
test early on for Boston Breach to see where they sit amongst the top AR combos in the league, and especially with the map set that we have as well.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing about this map
Wow,
set is that I feel like the
taking
maps
over
that
the
we
track.
have, all hotels, all fortresses, and it's basically a square. It's all about the raw talent. You find your kills, you win your gunfights, you will succeed on the map. As Boston Breach doing a great job of holding down P1 so far. Toronto just trying to break out on his backside. Standy's able to win a huge one-on-one, relieve some of that pressure onto the point. That's 3 dead in the feed. Last player up is Beans. At least he's influencing those spawns for him to control the backside.
He's able to secure it and also win that 1v1 versus Scrap. So Breach are going to have numbers if they want to try to attack over at P1. The choice is up to them. But ultimately, anybody who's making their way past that 50-yard line is just getting absolutely stopped right now. If you begin to aggress...
Oh, Nero.
is able to walk away with both of those fights. On the other side, 2 players weak. The SMG duo of Breach also hits the deck. Some close sides in the back left side of your screen. Breach spawn up click, but Kleenex has been given the green light. Go, 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 says Tobias, and just like that, Toronto, 4 close spawns and 4 fast deaths.
Yeah, Vivid knows right now this is where Toronto could potentially pull away with this game. You gotta invest this streak. Nothing is able to connect as they do have those trophy systems in great placements. At least you find that kill, the player cutting off towards mid. Now you can put pressure on through the arches.
There goes Beans.
Last 2 players from Toronto.
Oh, he just got...
One through the back steps.
Okay, he got... I thought he got all 4, but it was Awakening that he got.
And with 30 seconds left, Toronto Ultra, they need to do exactly what they did last time around, and that's win that rotation, or at least find the break on towards P3, because Beans is not missing. Great time, at least finding that break over towards P2. It's going to allow Boston Breach to get fully set up once again.
Yeah, man, it feels like all eyes are absolutely coming into this hard point. A few trophies tossed. There's been some damage dealt between the teammates here. Boston Breach as Kleenex once more looks to make his presence felt in a high-valued situation, but all eyes are onto this hard point. A chance for Boston to absolutely bring this game back, and if it is an early break for Ultra, that could begin to spell disaster. But the team that's down, the team that is looking for a bit of elevation, let's step aside and see how the comms are sounding right now.
Damn, you're like
with
5
them.
seconds
A
ahead.
listen with Boston Breach.
I'm trying to jack him. They're both sides, both sides. He's in there. Give me horse, give me horse.
We're on the box, here, Scrap.
He's still in the box. 41, 10. He's on the box. He can't move. I need a horse. Top maps, top maps. Set on horse, set on horse. Top maps weak, steady. No, dude. Horse is top maps. Steady just one bottom bar, I think. Open. I saw something. Kleenex and Jimmy. He's already P1, already P1. Nice job. I'm pulling up the ground.
I'll get top.
I can call if they go maps. I'm blocking, I'm blocking. I'm seeing up steps.
Gate, one shot. They're gonna get out gate, guys.
Okay.
I'm jumping to a jump.
Okay. I can tell you they jumped up and shot benches. Bottom maps, one probably ammo.
Benches.
They're going closing P2, it look like. Okay, I'm winning it.
Single jump dead. I've
Nothing dub, I'm pinching P1. P1 or not, P1.
Wait, what's your Gray one?
There's steps to say.
A1 hurt. Nice.
They have beat noise backstairs, Kleenex.
Fair time here.
Kleenex is behind the,
Spawn back on.
One's rails, or like trees area.
No, the back there.
I'm weak. Yeah, I spawned out. Stay open.
Open, dead. Reach me, Rose.
Last guy.
Rails, probably. I'll see him, Rails.
It's just all out chaos
Hey,
right now.
wait,
The backside
wait,
chaos.
wait.
Everybody is spotting towards back.
Yeah, he's
Doesn't
trying. I
matter
think
if
he's
you got
trying to
the
take
hard point
control of
time
the
or not.
leader route. You know.
Thankfully, as the dust begins to settle, it looked like Toronto had found
Someone
a
has to.
crucial break, but Breach get the close spawns themselves, and now
They're only
right
about
back
20
in this game,
seconds
Jay.
behind.
Yeah, Boston Breach, at least in those comms, that everybody is energetic.
Your
Everyone's
comms sound
stepping up.
funny.
You even heard Beans with a little bit of small talk here and there. So they're able to find the break on towards
Comms sound
P4.
funny,
189
like
to
Witch Red.
202 is currently the score line. Toronto fully set up for this P5. Inside puts out towards stage. It's not going to force Boston to try to break this from Art. Try to overextend through P1 as Insight is cutting them all down. He also has that cruise mid to work with just in case stuff gets freaky.
That's exactly right. We've already seen some crazy in wild stuff up to this point. So Toronto trying to extend
Ooh, 4 down.
advantage, but right when they elect to, Breach come through with a crucial 4 down. Awakening and Nero starting to spread their wings a bit. And as we said, they've just been on the heels of Toronto so far throughout this game. It's been those early breaks that have caused Breach to work from the back foot so far throughout this match.
4 down again.
Another 4 down again. Boston are here, and they look to try to take the lead as we've got ourselves basically a tie game flying in now toward P1.
Oh, this is such a back and forth hard point right there. Toronto Ultra, and specifically Morton Standy, he gets a nice spawn in towards bottom arc. He's still able to cause them some problems. Allow Toronto Ultra to find that break, eventually flip their way out and take control of P1, but that's already 3 dead in the feed. Boston Breach, they're slaying. They just have to trade it to some time. 2:12, 2:31. This is going to be a photo finish.
Absolutely is. Scrap, he eventually gets dropped. Nero has started to heat up. He's began to fry. And right now, you've got a lot of players for both sides trying to think about the P1 time, but also trying to fight for spawns. Currently, it's Danny and Awakening who are both trying to do that. Scrappy brought down to 1 HP, just trying to fight for map positioning, fight for map control, continue that siphon of players as they load in back toward P1. Less than 20 to go for Toronto, but as we said,
Vivid has P2 spawn.
And currently,
Boston should have the rotation.
Right now, you are very
Unless
happy
Insight
about
can
your
make the play
situation
here on
if
the
you're
outer.
Breach, but you got to be careful and not let player number 6
no.
sneak through.
He got through.
Makes his way in towards stage. Now he has some assistance in towards Kleenex, so it's going to be a 2v2 on towards the point. Toronto Ultra, they just have to win their gunfights. Awakening finds 1, Insight clutches up, he finds 2. Here comes the cruise.
Here comes the cruise missile, at least delivers a bit of information. But
They only
right
need
now,
4 seconds.
With uncontested time, can anybody from
That's
Boston
it, Ultra.
arrive in time? And no, they
Take
will
map
not.
1.
It is Ultra who are in the lead throughout the entire
Pretty good match, though.
of the game, but it started to get close toward the stretch.
If they didn't start off so bad, it might have been okay. Boston started off fucking flat.
But we felt that presence off the start, Jay. Toronto came in with a point to prove.
Maybe they'll be like 2 real and pick it up map after map 1.
Opening hard points, they were 1-4 in their last 5 coming into it, and thankfully they start off this series on the right foot.
Yeah, Toronto Ultra just did what they needed to do correctly.
Dang,
The biggest
Beans,
thing that I took
19
away
and
from this match,
29.
number 1, is their breaks towards P3.
Not a good
It was
start,
Boston
but big
Breach
weight,
who won
30
that
and
rotation
21.
twice. But
Scrappy,
Toronto
34
Ultra
and
were able to find the
23.
break through the front side, and were
Slaying.
able to allow Boston Breach
26
to get
untraded.
all that time.
Insane.
It's usually Boston Breach, who are number 1 in hardpoint. When it comes down to the hold percentage, they are the best team in every single hardpoint at holding down a hill. But obviously with the roster change, some setups are going to be a little bit different now with Beans in the lineup. And Toronto Ultra, they were able to take advantage of that. What a performance from the ARs. I know it was Scrap who stood out with 34 and 23, 26 non-traded, 4K damage. But how many times on that map have we seen Insight with his positioning, finding 2-piece, clutch 2-piece after 2-piece, just making it happen for the Ultra. As Ultra take map number 1 from Boston Breach.
Yeah, and you wonder a little bit, I think nerves, come into it.
Yeah, a little bit of jitters.
Right, there's a lot of hype around this guy in Beans. There's been people talking about how he's going to be the future of EU COD. He's going to be the saving grace for this Boston team. Now they're going to be able to contest for championships. It's just like the murmurings around what this guy's numbers are. I mean, you and I, Jay.
That was his first match, too. I mean, I can't really say much.
In challengers,
He's
like
first
a
real pro
1.15
match. So.
across every single game mode.
Yeah.
The expectations are understandably high. He has that teammate off the start, and you wonder if maybe that little situation off the rip got to him a bit.
I had to, man, because you coming in your first time as a pro player, and unfortunately you stick your teammate in big wake right in the back of the head with the Semtex. You're probably sitting there high energy. Let's go, boys. Let's get it. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But then that happens, and then, oh well, not the best start that I wanted. Just unfortunately for him, now you find yourself down 0-1 into this series, going into a search and destroy, which is gonna be on that hotel. And believe it or not, Tim Sex, he sent me this crazy stat line. Toronto Ultra in Search and Destroy, they are 12-9 overall, but they are 11th in First Blood out of the entire league. That means a majority of these rounds, they're winning 3v4s. They're not winning their opening engagements, and they're still somehow clutching up in these Search and Destroy. So if you are Boston Breach, fairly new team, gotta make sure you have your practice as an S&D because you're gonna need it here.
Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, like maybe Toronto and like the LA Thieves should have a conversation because it's like the LA Thieves are so good at finding first bloods, yet don't have the record. Toronto, great with the record, but don't seem to find the first bloods. Interesting stat nonetheless, but we'll see. If maybe SD can get a little bit easier for the Ultra. I don't know, man. It feels like whenever we are talking about Toronto, understandably so, they are ranked, they are highly regarded in the CDL. Questions around them in terms of, you know, off of the Atlanta phase and LA Thieves loss, getting bopped 3-0, both of those series. How are they going to come out? You know, have we seen them reach
Fortress Hotel, Fortress Hotel, Fortress?
Because it feels like they're right there, right? I mean, and this is the whole point, is that in every single game mode, they're good. Like, it feels like you can almost expect them to win a hard point. You can always expect them to, at times, be competitive in search destroy. And the same thing can be said for control also.
Yeah, the only thing, though, is that at least what we saw at Major 2, when they played up against some of the top echelon teams that we have in the game,
right,
it didn't really look easy. They played some of their better maps, like the Death touched on it, and they got smacked in all of them. Hotel Control, fortunately for them, it's not in this series, but that was one of their better ones. They lose that in a 3-1 to Atlanta, then a 3-0 to LA. Mercado Hardpoint was another strong suit for them. They lose both of them to both of those squads, but now you find yourself on 1-0 in this series. Just got to make sure you turn it around and
all right, Beans. Let's see what you can do in search.
Playmakers, but you want to get that.
He's a sniper too, so.
You absolutely do. Well, we saw a new addition for a team start off slow in a hard point earlier in the day, and he was an incredible factor in games 2, 3, and 4 that led to the upset. We're talking about 2 real on Las Vegas Legion. Got the upset versus the LA Thieves. We'll see if Beans can maybe have the same storyline, as they will definitely need him moving into this game number 2. A lot of talk about how his talent could potentially help this team improve that much further in their search destroys. Maybe take that sniper away from Vivid and put it into his hands. We'll see if it will bring out the big guns. As we jump into round number 1, it is Toronto on the attack.
Yeah, Toronto on the attack, and they probably trying to catch him off guard with an early B push. But Nero, he at least is able to find that first blood through connector. He's going to go for the challenge onto the second.
Nero, 2 quick ones.
I'm telling you, it's either Nero's super confident, losingly challenging everything, or he's going double neg. And right there, he set the tone. 2-piece early, 4v2.
Oh my goodness, and Nero, a heat check for the third. Has some words for insight, but now it is all going to be on to Scrappy. A 1v3, 45 seconds to go. I guess the positive is that he does have the bomb on his back, so there is something to take out of this, and soon he'll have that dead silence, and most likely not going to invest it until one of those kills could be secured. But a tough spot to find yourself in. But as you said, Jay, there's the snipe coming in from Beans, I believe. But it is all Nero to kick off that round.
Yeah, Nero just took over in that round number 1. Puts himself in towards carpet. Once he gets the first blood, I'm thinking, all right, job done. And then the confidence that that young man has, he goes for the challenge on towards the second, finds 2, and then snaps onto the third player towards double arches. All round number 1 goes in favor of Nero as Boston Breach find themselves up 1-0.
And something funny, man, is that I feel like a lot of people are talking about Boston Breach. You know, oh, they can't win search destroys. It's really just the game 5s. Like, yeah. The funniest thing is that we look at this team from top to bottom, and I'm like, this should be a really good search destroy team. It's because it is. Like, they're literally 10, I think, 10 and 5 in their game 2 search destroys. It's just a matter of
Beans got a snipe.
Is where they have lacked the ice. Obviously, still early on in this series, but boy, would we love to have another game 5 to potentially close out the day. I know Bryce and Tubb were treated with a great series in Minnesota versus New York. But into round 2 we go. Scrap decides to invest that dead silence and quickly get out of dodge. There's really a bunch of Toronto players just poking right now at Breach as Nero hits the deck.
Yeah, Toronto, they're just holding strong on the defensive setup. I thought right there Nero was going to be able to make a play. He was number 4 on your mini-map. He picked up the bomb initially, but he drops it once he earns dead silence. Try to make a play happen. Unfortunately, he gets cut down. So now Beans, he's able to at least find one, make it a 3v2. Bomb still down. Awakening snaps onto Scrap. Now it's a 2v2. Toronto Ultra don't want to give this one up.
This is a chance for the Boston Breach fans to see what this new AR combo can do for you. 2v3 turned into a 2v2. Beans with the bomb on his back decides to go ahead and lay this one down. Toronto are not too far behind, so it's the ARs on one side versus the SMGs on the other. Awakening is laying them out, and now it's all on the Kleenex.
Let's see if Kleenex can pull it off. Veteran player.
This was a 2v4.
They know his positioning. No dead silence either to work with, so the sound cues are going to be on the side of Boston. They know exactly where he's coming from. We have to switch the setup around. Let's give up the dash. Let's go for the double chow as Awakening closes out the
Nice
round
play
with
by
3
Breach.
of his own. He said, Nero, you found 3 round 1. I'll find 3 in round number 2. But that's a choke right there from Toronto. That was a 4v2 situation.
Yep, 4v2.
You gotta just play your numbers better. Put yourself in trade situations. Unfortunately, they do not. They challenge one-on-one gunfights, and they get picked apart by the ARs on Boston. Now up 2-0.
It's just in that moment we're talking about, you know, the 2v4 that turns into a 2v3, Awakening and Beans, and Big Wake's like, you know what, Beans? Just stay alive, man. Just stay alive, and I will take care of the rest.
You know what, Beans?
Absolutely does so. A hat trick.
Just
They're at round number 2.
magical fruit it.
And it is a nice start here early on from Boston Breach. As Toronto quickly on the back foot. They'll
He's
definitely need a
magical.
bit of an answer. We saw them early on in that opening round go for
What do
that
you
play
want?
over at B. It was Nero who causes problems. Will it be that way again? Not going to happen.
Honk, honk, honk.
A great little angle check there from the Toronto twosome as they are heavy into that kitchen already.
Already in towards the kitchen is going to be Toronto. They also take down Vivid. Player trying to wrap
It's
back
2v4
towards the scene.
again,
So
Wake
another
and
4v2 for the Ultra Boys. Falls into the hands of the ARs on the side of Boston Breach. They're going to put on the pressure. Beans picks up the SMG. He knows it's a 1v4. Let's just jump in. Let's try to go for the chow.
Cookie.
Make a miracle happen. But Toronto Ultra finally
What do
getting
you know
one on the
about
board
Beans?
after finding that first blood on Nero.
Shoot the better you
Non-stop
feel.
pressure in towards
You don't
kitchen.
know,
You
but
play
no.
your numbers, you play your trade, and you get on the board.
Cookie.
There's not a lot of teams, man, who are going to instantly just go right back to the bomb site where you totally got pieced on, right? This is the last attacking side. Just the confidence that this Toronto team has is they definitely made Nero quite overwhelmed with the amount of bodies that he had in his reticle. Into the next round we go. Reach now back on the attacking side. We'll see what their look seems to be. On the offensive, it appears that
It's
we are
a 3
going
hit
back to
today.
that B site. They've got 3 players here.
Yeah.
Only man out on the island
Yeah.
is going to be Beans. And very likely
We're
with that
going to be
sniper in
planning
hand.
on be there.
Yeah, Toronto, they have to read this play quicker. Because you have everyone watching the crossover towards A. Now one player
Ooh,
left
Vivid.
towards B, and Scrap has his hand full as 3 players are already in towards kitchen. He's going to get
Bomb
picked
going
off.
down.
Now
B
40
side.
seconds in a 4v3 retake. You're going to have one player in Standy trying to slowly work that pinch, trying to take down Beans, but Beans is already rotated across the map. Standy, you got a lot of ground to cover to get towards your teammates.
They at least find the nade, but still the trades are favoring Breach for the moment. On to Insight and Standy. Man count advantage and time at your side. What can we see happen
Uh-oh, Standy did get one.
right now here from Toronto?
2v2.
As they look to get involved, Standy's at least able to find one. Still trying to stay alive. Again, the time continues to tick, so they've got to get going.
Damn, they heard his ass coming from a mile away.
They both
Wow.
win their
Both of them
gunfights.
too.
There was 10 seconds left. There was 3 players alive. They
That's a
all
tie
get
game.
melted in Ultra at the snap of a finger, the drop of a hat. They've just tied the game.
Okay, so I was talking about 3 pieces narrow. All right, Awakening's going to follow up. This time a 2v4 from Boston Breach. It was the other side, though. It was the other side this time around. Boston Breach got the first 2v4, and this time it's Toronto Ultra. What plays out of Standy to make his way all the way from that A site? Find the kill on towards Beans, while Insight was still holding down his back spawn. He opens up with a nade kill, finds a second onto Vivid, and then the sound cues coming from Standy to read that player on the flank. And another round thrown away. 2v2, 2-2 now. Just unfortunate right there for Boston.
Yeah, it's a frustrating round to lose. I mean, you're going up 3-1, feeling confident, and right back. It is Toronto on your heels once more. As Beans will look to bring out the big guns. He very well could have somebody aggressing quite.
Ooh!
That is Kleenex in the
Ooh!
back. However, it's Beans who's able to snap.
He took his fucking head off.
Cracks the whip onto Insight. And as we said for Tobias, he will give a nice little handshake there to Standy before he meets his ultimate peril. Thankfully for Scrap, trying to make the numbers a little bit better. Jay, we have definitely been accustomed to some clutches. We'll see if we can get another one.
Potentially another 2v4 on the cards. This
You
Kleenex
too?
is going to find himself
This isn't
in
the
an
hangout
engagement here
spot.
pretty soon. He's just waiting.
Hello.
Scrap to try to make a play. Scrap is able to take down 2 from the back of the spawn. Now Beans is stuck with the sniper. Scrap is able to spot him. Beans cannot line him up. The stun is going to connect. Vivid there for the trade. Now it's all up for Kleenex. In the 1v2, he's going to get spotted. All you got to do is play your life. He's got to get the bomb down.
Oh my goodness, what a round this has been. Kleenex, he's got all the information in the world. The problem is that he does not have the bomb. He goes for the ego chow onto Beans.
It looks like
Versus
both going
Sniper
down.
at range. And you've got to be kidding me. He's able to get this bomb down. If he at
Oh.
least finds one, we'll call that a W. But Beans eventually
A little too late.
able to put that pistol to good usage. I mean, my word, Jay. That was just all-out chaos. I thought for a moment Scrap was about to snap onto like 3 different players. Beans misses the snipe. Thankfully, he's got his good old buddy there to clean him up in the end. But that definitely got dicey for sure.
I don't know what's going on in the Search to Destroy Lando, but in some of these rounds where I'm thinking it's an absolute lock, I somehow, some way, still having the ability to be clutched on. Boston Breach, they played it beautifully. Beans did not overcommit onto the chow for Scrap. And eventually they take down Kleenex, even though he was allowed to get that bomb down. So now Beans sitting at 5-2. He's gonna have that trophy system in his back pocket to assist his teammate on getting this bomb down. But he's actually to play with bomb. Toronto Ultra with their same defensive setup. Let's try to hold the cross through mid.
Yeah, but the big thing for Boston, though, is that they got to make sure they're staying alive.
Beans
That pick here would be huge. So they've got, as Beans
Four
just hits an
assists
absolute
in 3.
beamer. You've got 2 players for the top side of the map in Vivid and an Awakening who are watching for these late flanks. I think Vivid's trying to hit a route. Beans does give his life away, and Nero was brought down to 24 HP. So a great starting round. That was quickly starting to sway the other way.
Nero, he might have found the timing. He's able to take down Insight, make it a 3v2. Now
Woo!
go for the challenge.
Nero.
Woo!
Nero makes the play. Oh my God.
Wow.
Overreaction time out of the
baby,
young man.
let's go,
With only 20
Boston.
HP
Trying to
before he
play it
starts
off.
all the engagements. Pops that dead silence, finds the first, snaps onto the second, and a nice little
What a
classic
fucking
drop
hell.
shot for the final third. Another 3-piece on a round for Nero.
Gave
Boston
him the
breaks
old
up 4-2.
droppy McFloppy McFloppy.
With 1 HP.
We love that.
Oh,
hit.
he's diff, fam. He's diff.
He is different. Like, I don't know how. So he has incredible reaction for the first, or rather, he cuts down 1 off the start, has incredible reaction for the second one, and just no hesitation. The hat trick with style, 1 HP.
All right,
no
round
problem.
7.
There for King Nero as Breach starting to
King
exploit
Nero.
the Toronto Ultra. They've given away some rounds, but they've taken theirs as well. It's a headbutt inside of the kitchen. Too many cooks for the moment. We'll see who ultimately can come out on top in that engagement. Only 1 player that's out of the fight right now is player number 6 in Inside. He'll look to hit a route. Meanwhile, it's Vivid's turn to win some up-close fights. Boston with numbers.
And Vivid, he's
On a
found 2
spree.
crucial kills on the map already. As now it's all left up to Kleenex in a
Oh
1v1.
my
Vivid
God.
can potentially try to close this one out. The engagement's about to happen.
About to happen. Vivid.
God.
Oh,
Vivid.
with the absolute
Vivid is a monster.
snap. 2 incredible SMGs meet each other inside of the kitchen. We said, who is it gonna be? And it is the Iron Chef of Vivid. Incredible work there for
I didn't know
Reese
Vivid
as
was
he
the Iron
clutches
Chef.
up another major
The
round
Iron
for
Chef.
Boston. That is 3
Apparently.
rounds in a row. and their
Beans,
5th in
beans,
total.
beans.
And now right there, if you are Toronto Ultra, that one sucks because the guy who ended up getting first blood by Vivid was the bomb carrier. So when they took full control of kitchen, they could not get the bomb down because Vivid was holding it down
sucks.
from that position. So now at game point, all the Boston Breach standing this time around is able to find the first blood, shuts down Nero, but Awakening with the immediate answer. Insight with the trade, 3v2 already.
We'll see what Breach can do now in this 2v3. I mean, you got 2 guys who are just on the opposite side of the map from each other. So, of course, the idea is going to be, can we find a pick? Can we catch somebody out and make the situation a little bit easier? The problem being is that Toronto are not going to give anything up for free.
That's what you think.
Yes, that's fair, Jay. We're talking about how it should be. But so far, this SD has been anything but standard, that's for sure.
So now in the 2v3, Vivid trying to be the playmaker. He's going to get
There it
picked
is,
off
Jay.
by
See,
Insight.
I told you. I told you.
1v3. There's no way we can give this one up. Standy's holding the cross, and Toronto Ultra finally able to stop the bleeding. Get one on the board. Now down 5-3.
Just still
That's the
just
search
need
and
1
destroy,
more.
Jay. That's what
There you go.
That is classic D right there. You got numbers. Don't move. I think that is really the bullet point
Yeah,
of search destroying that round. Yeah, you just
Don't do this to me now. Come on.
Especially if they got to play it, you know? Like,
That is fair.
trade.
That's fair. Toronto, they do what they have to, man. They're starting to bring this one back. As we said, 3 rounds uncontested for Breach. As it eventually does get spoiled, but it's still got a long way to go. As we'll see what these strategies look like from Ultra. I saw quite a few players
Come
working
on,
out
man.
some strats. More specifically, Barking was good old Scrappy. He's got a call in mind. We'll see if it can work out for Toronto.
Toronto Ultra with a 2-2 split. Just trying to find where Nero's going to attack from because you know how aggressive
Maybe
that young
taking
man
the
is on
first
the map.
blood on Standy.
He's playing that connector
What a great
once
play there.
again. Oh, that's beautiful work right there from Standy. Use that nade smoke to at least get across.
Standy just died.
Or-
Take advantage of his positioning. Gets
Oh,
first
wow.
blooded by
My
Vivid,
God.
3v4 down.
Yo, for
Yeah, it was a
real,
great
like
thought, a great
6
idea, but
seconds fine, maybe
Yeah.
goes for the
7.
reach out. Get made quick work of. You see Dead
That's the
Silence
bad
pop.
part
They
of
lose
Twitch,
another
man.
member.
I
That's
can't do
gonna be
anything about it,
Scrappy.
really.
All up to Insight and Kleenex,
Well,
the
hopefully
original
we'll be making our
duo
way
here
back
for
to
this
YouTube.
Toronto team. Now it is all on to Winsight. Oh my goodness.
They make their way back to
Cuts away
YouTube. That
Nero,
pretty
but
much
still has
kills
3 more
this show.
members to go. 30 seconds
Well,
on the clock, and this one looks
I'd
to
rather
be
watch
a
it that way,
W
you know?
here for the Breach.
And that's
Can
good.
Insight pull off one of the craziest clutches of his career? Or is this about to
Well,
be a
round.
1-to-1 game? Big Wake puts him in
All
the
right,
dirt.
I'm gonna try
And
to
now we've got
refresh
ourselves a
again.
series.
Oh, Boston Breach, man. Even with the roster change, it just came out.
I think I got some drops.
Ooh, good thing I mute you.
To Boston Breach's 6. Not going to win Search and Destroys, especially when you're giving up 2v4 clutches. Like, that's unacceptable on the side of Ultra. Boston Breach making a series now.
And I think it makes you excited as well, Ben. I know that Vivid slowed down just a little bit toward the end. Obviously, he has 3 first bloods, so we can see where his impact was coming in from. But I think that makes you very excited, right? If you are a Boston Breach fan, we talked about how, you know, Beans is going to be taking more of that sniper role. It allows for Vivid to not have to be stationary in the backside of the map. It can allow for him to fry, allow for him to move around. Seeing those first bloods, seeing those overall numbers of an 8 and 4. I mean, I feel like Boston Breach is already a sneaky Search Destroy team, man. But with this new addition, it feels like the pieces are starting to come together for them, at least in this mode.
Oh, yeah. So far, at least in that
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy.
Beans
This
now
is-
being the sniper, you allow
I think
Vivid
Beans
to
coming
run
into
that
Boston is
SMG.
a
I
good
think it was the
pickup.
last series where we saw Hydra whip out a sniper for a little
Think
bit.
so?
The
Yep.
whole desk is like, nah, son, put that out of his hands. We got to get the SMG back in his one. But it's the same situation right there for Vivid. He's able to take over the Search and Destroy, and the game 8 and 4. Tie the series up at 1, going into one of their better control maps. This is going to be tough for Toronto.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. We're heading back to Fortress. We've got quite a few of these in this series.
Be right back.
I'm back if you're back.
All right.
What up? What up?
Much Fortress Control coming up next.
Give me a quarter milk and some spicy pork rinds.
Spicy pork rinds, you say?
Spicy, bro. They're actually really spicy. I like them. Also,
Toronto's been pretty good at control. So we'll see how this new team of Boston stacks up against them.
definitely interesting.
It all just depends on who gets defense that last round if it goes to 5, man, and Fortress.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that.
Very interesting.
The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck. Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Howdy, friends, and welcome back. Got to give a huge shout out there to our good old production team there in Columbus, Ohio, doing an incredible job and currently enjoying what is a fantastic series going down right now between the Toronto Ultra and the Boston Breach. Jay, as we fly in for Fortress Control, we've got ourselves a 1-to-1 series. It's the debut of Beans, technically facing off against the franchise that put him on the map in the first place. I think we all remember him, for Toronto EU Academy last year at the Pro-Am. Great to see him here. Great to see Scrappy out here. I think it's like a year ago today almost that these guys were playing at the Pro-Am for their respective rosters, now battling it out as they both had their moments. What are you expected to see as we fly in for Fortress Control given the records here?
Oh, well, you see the record right there for Toronto Ultra. 2-1. They have won it the last 2 times that they have played it. But for Toronto Ultra, this has been their auto veto all season long. 11 times in all the series they have played, they have gotten rid of this map. Going up against a Boston Breach team who do like to enjoy themselves some Fortress Control, but they don't have their best player in control, which is Methodz. He decided to call it quits, so Beans is going to have a nice, comfortable
but Big Weight is still slaying.
He finds all 4 right off the rip. Toronto Ultra already in the trap.
All right, man. Big Weight.
Big 4-0.
Oftentimes you'll see a reaction from it. Understandably so. He cuts away 4 off the start and is instantly getting hyped. This is a sliver of progress for Toronto. He'll go ahead and be happy to grab that.
I like that line of sight under the truck.
For Awakening as
Did you see
Toronto
that?
struggling just to even get into
Yeah. I use that.
really this A zone anywhere near it.
Oh.
Not a chance.
Gotta
Cruise
cruise.
missile earned already.
They can let one guy get out though.
You just gotta take down Awakening.
Scrappy got out.
That's all it comes down to.
Oh,
because
now he's
they've
not.
already gotten a bunch of kills on the map, but Awakening, he was able to already earn himself that cruise.
Oh,
With the
another one
SMG.
got out. Oh, come on, man.
Hand is gonna fill that
Thank
gap.
you.
One player slips through there, able to take care of him. Toronto Ultra, they have to put a step on it. They have to go, man. They have nothing to show on this attacking round. No segments to be done. As now, with only 15 seconds that they're trying to break out towards stables, they're trying everything they possibly can. And with Kleenex finding that too, this is gonna be the opening to at least stop that clock.
Maybe, possibly, potentially.
Almost
Okay, well,
one
Beans
tick.
gets found out.
Uh-oh.
1v1
One
is
guy got
the
on B.
point. Who's gonna take it? Scrappy? No, not gonna happen. However, one player has managed to sneak in through toward
Insight.
that B zone.
Can't get up, man.
And pause the time for a moment. Insight. He's trying to lock it down. Can they at least accrue a segment? They're investing a lot in this. That's going to be 2. Vivid, he's here on the point. He'll win his fight, and the time continues to dwindle. Now it's Scrappy's turn to try to keep
They got a
this
tick.
game alive for as long as possible. 1 segment grab.
They at least got 1 tick, I guess.
Gonna unfortunately get dropped. So now if you are Boston Breach, you want to take him off of this B point. That's 3 dead. Insight now the last player up. He drops. But at least you got something.
So now you got to get.
from the Ultra.
Bro.
Wasn't the best start to that round number 1.
I'm so
You can't take that
far
awakening. You
ahead. That's why
already
I've been
earned
trying to
yourself that
stick where
cruiser
I'm
whistle,
like
but
way
that
up
1
far ahead.
segment could be so crucial.
I even
just in
refreshed,
case we get to
so
that round number 5. Boston
I'm
Breach
as far
hold
I'm as
strong
far
on
up
the
as I
defensive
can
end.
be.
You indeed, man. But
Yeah.
more specifically,
Like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna set up in the garage
Big wake. Big wake.
and see if I'm
Big
closer to the.
6-0 start.
I'll be closer to the thing
Jay, we gotta come up with the duo name
because
for
this
Awakening and
laptop
Beans.
doesn't have a
You can get
hardwire
beans and
connection
toast?
for the
No, it
internet,
doesn't work.
I mean, it's kind of like a beans.
so I'm
thing.
running on Wi-Fi,
How about
and I don't
waked
like it.
beans? You like that? Waked
No,
beans?
I don't want to wake up and think about bees. No,
Yeah, but it's like a play on baked beans. Waked beans, maybe?
Okay, all right. That sounds good.
Growing
man.
on
Let's
you.
just
It's
go
gonna
with
be
it.
difficult. It's gonna be difficult.
Probably.
We'll do our best. It's only
Dad
the
jokes
first
are not the
series.
best.
They've got some time.
God damn it! Yeah, I'm buffering every like few minutes. I hate this, man.
Maybe he's not. Maybe
Yeah,
now
it's
is not the time
definitely
to
not
call it a
Wi-Fi.
duo, considering that they are
Not
in
at all.
a very, very difficult trap right now. Toronto has died 1 time and do not show any signs of slowing down unless, of course, it's Awakening to hopefully open up the floodgates. We'll see what Breach can do with this opportunity. And one of the more annoying spots here on Fortress Control, especially for the defense, that's where Kleenex was hiding. Bottom or toward the top. He is there to be a menace, eventually cut down. And now it's Scrappy's turn to go on a streak himself. He'll cut away 3 before dying to the nade.
That's beautiful plays right there from Scrap. To shut down that pressure going over towards A. And now it's 35 seconds left, and Boston Breach have yet to leave their spawn. Toronto Ultra have been great on the defensive end. Big kill comes in from Nero to at least get somewhat maps control. You have to at least find a couple kills on the map. Insight and Scrap, they combine for 2 with only 20 seconds left. Boston Breach at least need to complete 1 segment. And unfortunately, a team nade comes in. You take down your player in Vivid, who was that player stopping that clock. And now with only 10 seconds left, you need a miracle to get out.
You definitely do. 5 seconds to go. Toronto. Kleenex. Okay.
See
Yeah,
ya.
no big deal. Just a Skywalker right now on Fortress. He eventually does get punished for his bad behavior inside of top maps, but it is a greatly
Didn't even
required
get
for
1 tick.
Toronto. We talked about how they struggled. They only get
Not
1
even
segment.
one.
Positive is well, you find yourself in the lead, regardless of only fighting 1 segment in your opening attacking round. Solid stuff for Toronto. And sadly
Toronto's
to say,
plus
Jay,
1.
standard stuff on Fortress Control.
Yeah, that's just how it goes on a little bit of Fortress Control, especially if you've been hopping in rank recently. You've probably been not having a good time if your teammates are not communicating with you. But Toronto Ultra don't allow any segments, so they put themselves in the lead already on this map. Can they get any more to try to guarantee themselves that round 5 defense?
That's really the question to ask right now. As you see, just a full-on Toronto attack as they just go 4 strong. Just
All dead.
do your best, guys. Just do your best. Try to weather the storm. It's like trying to go outside and not get wet when there's a monsoon going on. Scrappy even has to take out his own teammate just to see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. But right now it is Big Wake just standing in your way. Now at 14 and 8, 1 HP, and it does not matter. He is a force to be reckoned with, especially in a spot like this. Toronto, they are struggling right now.
Oh, it's a big kill, though. From Insight to take down Awakening. Kleenex finds a second. So now you have a couple kills that you can work with. Now all you have to do is relieve that pressure from Narrows. He's just trying to finesse around towards maps. Insight's able to take him down. So now you're out of the spawn. But you're not able to get on towards either one of these points. A lot of pressure going over towards Stables and trying to commit at least taking some mid-map control. But Boston Breach, they aren't budging. They are not moving. They are waiting for them to make the play.
See if they can find it. 2 players down, nearly making a 3rd. Sandy still alive, however, Nero peek.
Oh.
Sandy still able to drop a whole sliver of HP. Beans able to take him down. 5 seconds to go. No segment still on the board. Can anybody get to an objective? Can anybody get inside of the point? Vivid. Oh, he cuts away one, and that was the closest player possible to hop
Okay,
inside
they
of
just
that
gotta
OJ.
get. If they can get 2 ticks, they can take the fucking defense. That's all they need. Oh my god. Come on, man. What is wrong with you?
Fantastic map that we have on this control.
He was so close. Come on, game. He deserves a little bit more progress than that. Come on. So close to getting a segment. And eventually does get found out. Kleenex. What? Somehow does get spotted there for Nero. I think that's just...
Wow.
No. Constant places like that.
Uh-oh.
Here come Boston. Here comes Vivid and Nero. Doing what they can. The streak is going to get called in. So you got one player in Vivid over at A. Meanwhile, it is Beans over at that B objective. Surely a segment gets captured, Jay. Surely it happens.
Yep, they need a segment.
Right now is that 3 dead
Okay, they got one.
player in B is causing problems
They need
over
a
towards
second
that B
to
point.
to
But the
to
first
guarantee
segment
it.
is done. Now the stack is gonna
Okay,
be
they got it.
No, we got
They got
defense going
defense.
into the round number 5. We can still close it out here.
You can
But
still win,
Toronto
yeah.
already
They
done.
can
And
capture
that's
the
gonna be
points,
3
but
dead. Toronto Ultra, they set up the pips. They're able to find all the kills. Now Toronto Ultra kind of holds strong, but now you guarantee yourself to win an attacking round where you haven't really had a lot of success so far.
Yeah, honestly, man, if I'm Toronto, I'm like trying to play around streaks. Like, you kind of know that,
Yeah, I need some.
you're in a good spot. Yeah, you might as well just try to fight for the cruise missile, set some players up, and right now it could be Kleenex to do that work. Toronto is just absolutely ticked off that they left for that defense to be secured on the other side. As we said, great opportunity now for Breach, but right now for Toronto, this has all signs of a round 5. Only question is, what type of utility can they have? Anything in the arsenal moving into that round 5 just to lighten the load on what will be an inevitable attacking round. Final few seconds. Boston not trying to feed, but Toronto are eating good right now, Jay. Oh!
And
there
Kleenex
it is.
finally is able to find that final kill to earn himself that cruise missile. No one else on the side of his squad is going to be able to pick up any of their own as Awakening knew. You invest that cruise missile, you allow the stack to come in. We're going to guarantee that defense going into this round.
all right.
5. So
Boston can
Breach
actually
puts
take the
himself
win
in
here if they can
advantage.
hold it.
Toronto Ultras just need a stellar breakout. And I think what Boston
They're
Breach
really
just
gonna
did
have to pull it together. The
push
big
through that
weights
double
gonna
doors,
have to
get
go
your
even
trophies
bigger.
down,
Yeah,
make
they're
the
gonna have to
numbers
have a
down
good
towards
break,
eight.
like
Your
he's
best
like
case
I think
scenario
Study
if
just
you are
said.
Toronto.
They gotta actually get a really good
It's
initial
your only
break.
option, and that's the
That's
scary
the only
part,
way to
is if
have
you
any
just
kind
kinda
of real
invest
shot
everything into one
at
play.
winning an attack.
You're cutting in and out, bro.
I know, bro. I can't do anything about it.
If there's just a sequence, right, where somebody doesn't win their one, or, you know, a few of those gunfights don't go your
Can't do
direction,
absolutely anything about it.
you could instantly be in the backside of the spawn. Let's see how Toronto does it. Let's see what the strategy is and how these
Just
opening
every once in a
engagements will look to
while,
play
honestly.
out. Kleenex, understandably so, the first player in. Has to look to dive right on in toward that B objective. He just wants to get clean and comfortable inside of the base of Boston. However, it's Nero to walk away with that opening engagement. What can the other 3 players do for Ultra right now in this spot? And really, it's not a whole lot, considering that Standy has just fallen. Scrappy, the last player alive, realizing how important that his life is in a spot like this, trying to stay up. He drops as well. Solid job for Toronto, but we'll see if Kleenex can maybe be the difference here.
That's a big 2 right there from Kleenex. Now you relieve some of that pressure, try to allow your teammates to get out of the spawn.
Ooh.
But now it's on to Vivid. He eventually falls. Standy not thinking about that A point. They're going to rotate over towards B. It's free lickings. There's no one on that point. You're able to get on it, stop that clock, and this is where potentially Kleenex can invest that cruise as he finds that kill on Nero.
That's a very good point, my friend. Inching their way into that B zone. That Scrappy's able to find 2. Awakening and desperate need to find a kill. He's brought down to 50 HP. He is stunned.
They're getting some
In some
control of the
ways,
B zone.
Has got to wait for the rest of the teammates to come off a spawn. And here they are. Pretty much everybody in the lobby is over at this B zone. Who's going to come out on top of these fights? Can it beat Toronto? And right now it is.
Scrap.
Kleenex around the corner is able to find another. And right now it is player 2 in Beans who is here to contest. He loses that 1v1. And Ultra
They got B.
look to be
No, they
on the
don't.
right path.
Yeah, they do.
If
Wait.
can win
No, they
this
don't.
1v1,
No, they don't. Oh my God.
Standy, 2 segments accrued and an instant rotation. Now
Oh no! They got him in the trap now. They just got to push up. They just got to push up on him.
Wait for your teammates to get into the play. Find the break on towards B. And with 25 seconds left, that's going to force Kleenex. You have to invest that cruise. You have to get the information of where they are playing. What type of angles they're trying to hold as they're all just going to back up in towards Art. That's going to be 2 dead in the feed, though. All that information works out beautifully. You can potentially get out towards A, stop this clock. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Players already in the truck trophies.
Uh-oh.
They all here.
Uh-oh. Oh, Kleenex.
Is able to stay alive. He's got a teammate on that A.
They only got 8 seconds. They just have to get him off it like once. Okay, they got to get the guy off the point.
Meanwhile, it's Scrap, who snuck his way
Oh,
over
and
toward B. He will drop as well.
that could be it here.
Drop like flies, putting
Yeah,
it together.
that's it.
By far the best attacking
Boston,
effort
hold
that
on
we
for
have
the
seen,
dub.
but
In
it's
control,
not
at least.
Going to matter. Defense is what will win you rounds here on Fortress Control, and that is what will get Boston Breach over the finish line here in round number 5.
Ay, 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 ay. Told you all about who gets that defense. It took 2 ticks to get him there.
Boston just came out with great defensive setups, great patience from the young players on that side to find that break over towards that B point. I thought right there for your Ultra, you did everything right. The only thing you didn't do right was have more players over towards that B point to close it out a lot quicker. When they were finding all those kills all throughout Art, they were just consistently thinking about the slaying, leaving that one guy on the point. He had to win 2 crucial one-on-ones. Scrap won the first, but couldn't win the second, while his teammates are trying to transition over towards A to stop that clock even more. Boston Breach are able to take down that player off B. Now time doesn't get extended by a minute. They win the key gunfights and then also
Big
take
weight
A.
going
With that
huge.
point,
Huge
on
weight.
Ultra, put in the
Giga.
trap. You invest the cruise, you find 2. But then even at that point, looked like their game plan wasn't on sync. When they had a couple
One
players
more
over towards
more
A,
map
the break
for
comes in
Boston.
as they hold strong on
Or
the
will
defensive end.
Toronto push it to a
Great
map
work from
5?
Boston to clutch up, find the breaks, and now close out the map to find themselves up 2-1
You'll
in the
find out
series. That's
on
great
the
work
next
from Boston
episode
Breach.
of Dragon Ball
You'll
Z.
take it. Obviously, you will take it. If you are a Breach fan, considering how important that this series is, if it's going to be all defense, then as long as we've got that round 5, we'll be in a good position. We're in a good spot. Toronto had to make it work for it in that final round, but
El Gucci?
Fortress Control. That's what we can learn to expect. But I don't know, Jay, moving into this next hard point. I mean, if you're looking at it from an outsider's POV, from someone who is non-biased toward either side, I'm kind of happy that Boston wins that control, given the fact that I feel like the records lately for Toronto have been excellent on this upcoming Hotel Hardpoint.
Oh yeah, Hotel Hardpoint is one of their better hardpoints that we have on the season. So overall, the record of 7-4, and what makes them so great at this map is that they are second in breaks. So even when they're losing their rotations, they're finding the kills to execute the break properly. And then once they find the break, their setups are flawless. 3rd overall on that map. So it's just good work on the side of Toronto Ultra. Boston Breach obviously have all the momentum now up 2-1 in the series. They're also great on their host, but they really do struggle with their breaks. So if you are Boston Breach, you can't allow yourself to play off the back foot. You got to be in control of the spawns, win those rotations, and you will be able to close out this series 3-1.
If they're able to do it, as we said, a huge opportunity right now for the Boston Breach. Eager to see if they can make it back-to-back respawns, my friend. I know we talked about, being unbiased casters and whatnot, but there is something to be said, Jay, about free gifts. I gotta say, man, I'm loving my free gifts. I got myself a nice little Boston Breach mask. I don't know, should I rock it, Jay? Does the audio sound okay?
No, I think you sound fine, man. I think you look good as well, brother. Yeah, man. Like,
I'll be honest, I'd love to put it on my head, but my head's just way too big, Jay.
The fuck
yeah,
is
you do
going
have
on?
a massive cranium, brother. I don't know if it's gonna fit.
I'll be honest, Jay. I wish that it translated the cut a little bit more. That would be really nice, you know?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Badass master.
I really don't. I don't know what's in this braid of mine. It's not much. Maybe just some.
Okay.
Looks like he's crying.
Potentially.
Out of the X
You
eye.
guys all know Boston Breach is where Lando.
It's because they lose a lot, right?
That's exactly where he's going. Lando might be.
So they're just crying all the time. Their masks.
I did go for them.
I get it.
Picks today.
I get it.
I get it.
On the breaking point picks, I was the only person who went for Boston, at least on my side.
Should we donate money to him?
No, fuck him.
I like the guy, Jay. He's
Okay.
fun to
You must
watch.
eat beans on toast. You must enjoy yourself a nice little beans toast breakfast to start your morning. I, on the other
Beans
hand,
and toast, he says.
I've never tried it. Should I give it a go at some point?
We should
That's
ask Bryson
racist.
Ton how it tastes. They obviously are gonna know it.
Why is it racist?
No,
I like beans.
disagree.
I
think
like
Bryson
toast.
Ton just love
Toast.
everything that comes out of Europe.
Put them together.
Absolutely right.
You're absolutely right.
Beans
my
and
friend.
toast.
All right, you know where my allegiance lies. In all seriousness, I just want to see a good old game 5. But we'll see if it's potential. See if it has the possibility.
All right.
of
Can Boston hold it here
Hotel
and
Hardpoint
take the
as we
dub?
said.
Wait, can you
Toronto Ultra,
just
they do have the
see?
stats, but right now for Boston, they've got the momentum, and right now
Good load. Those are some good numbers.
Wow, a very, very solid-looking stat line. Good heavens,
Awakening is unbelievable.
he's a
That's
good
for
guy.
sure.
He's a good player.
That's big weight. That guy is phenomenal at Call of Duty. 1.3 overall on the series. And has the potential to close this one out here. Really looking at Beans to step up. Not the best performance in that map, number 1. Start to pick him up towards the very end of the game. But here we go. Into the hotel hardpoint. Boston Breach starting off on the better side. Already a lot of time off of this P1 as Awakening finds 2. That's 3 dead already in the feed. Boston Breach putting a lot of pressure on towards Sandy. They're trying to flip these spawns while chaining into that time. Perfect start to the game.
Yeah, a great beginning right now for the Boston Breach. As we said, when it comes down to this team, we're just really waiting.
Beans be putting a little bit of bullets in everyone, but not enough to kill anybody.
SMGs. And right now, Boston are playing this hard point fantastic. They've got that P2 spawn now set up and ready, as Toronto will be able to grab those final few seconds. But it is all about this upcoming hard point. Can Boston lock it down, or can we see a break come through from Ultra? It all starts on whether or not Awakening can stay alive in the back. He's able to do so, but Scrap has made a very, very sizable dent at the same time, Jay.
He said sizable.
Right there from completely disregard Awakening towards the back. Put the pressure on
Ah,
the
Beans!
and win their gunfights. Unfortunately, another
You bean killing your teammates.
But the break is going to be abound. Boston Breach buying all the kills on the back of Vivid, who finds 3. Now in control of spawns, in control of the time. They know where Toronto Ultra are going to be attacking this from that bedside, but one player is going to be able to slip his way through the back. Standy trying to make a play through back steps.
Right now, Vivid looking to get involved in the fight. 25 points still to fight for. Beans and Vivid able to come away with the final 2. Meanwhile, this is a huge 1v1, by the way. Awakening runs right on in to the angle of Insight. Welcomes him to his reticle. And now for
I like
Toronto,
Insight's little
I
cat.
had to go get a hoodie on, my bad.
P2 after losing those spawns.
Insight's got a little cat emblem on his tack.
On lock.
I like it.
We'll see if Boston can get something going. If Beans can get something going. Another slow start to a hard point. And Vivid just got melted.
Oh yeah, Vivid got taken down with that absolute beamer coming in from Insight. You still have one player in Awakening slowly trying to work his way towards the back while his SMG duo tries to attack this from the front side. You're gonna have Vivid coming through side door. He opens up with 2, waits it, plays it beautifully for the paces of his teammates, putting pressure.
That was a great play with them looking at Nero and them over there.
They usually struggle in this match.
Vivid just comes right in the side and just shoots him in the back.
It does,
Very
however,
nice.
Toronto, thankfully, they've got the numbers, they've got the close spawn, so it's a break for a moment from Boston. It's an instant re-break coming in from the Toronto Ultra. I don't know how stats work when it comes down to that, but it is not something I have to worry about. Toronto trying to get back in this game. They've got one player still to contest for the final few seconds. Meanwhile, fights going on either side of the map. It is Toronto with the scrap points, and right now it is Boston who currently have got the setup moving into next. One of the most valuable players on the map right now, I was going to say, is Beans, but he gets just eviscerated there from the rookie on the other side of the screen. Scrappy
I like that word,
and hopefully
eviscerated.
towards some streaks.
And that's a big kill right there from Scrap. To find a couple of these players who won the rotation on the side of Boston.
Oh, he stuck his ass.
Haven't found anything to show for it. Finally, Beans connects onto the opposing team with that Semtex. The break comes in for Boston. Insight trying to line them all up with that AR, but he sets them up for Kleenex, who finds 3 to find the break. Earns himself that cruise missile with 30 seconds left. Boston Breach have to start thinking about that rotation. They're just now in the trap.
Yeah, this is the scary part, right? If you are on the Boston side, you've technically got the closer spawns, but in general, it is just so difficult to get out through these double desks. Ultra putting them in the trap and making them sweat, as now, when it comes down to our next rotation, Toronto have just come off of some highlight plays, and now they've got the early look over at the restaurant. Standing, he's had a bit of a slower stat line when it comes down to this series. We haven't talked on him all that much. Gets involved in the fray, and he has to sacrifice his life, but it does set up his teammates trying to get the job going. As Here we go into the headbutt. Just an instant team fight as Boston round the corner. Awakening and Nero trying to make some plays. Nero with that SMG up close, but it's Big Wake again. Comes through with the double and break here for Boston.
Oh, Boston, they played it super patient, just waiting for their big guns into the building.
A break.
They find themselves a nice little break on towards Dino.
Kind of break.
Difficult hill to break indeed, my friend.
Sure.
But they're able to do a great job at it. 2 kills do go in favor of Toronto. They're still going to put a lot of pressure on towards this hill, but with that final 2-piece coming in favor of Boston Breach, you got to cut your losses. You got to make sure you hold down Kitchen. One player in scrap is going to spawn all the way across the map. So it's Boston Breach. You have to try to win these gunfights. These are crucial. Beans, unfortunately, with another team kill onto Vivid.
Beans, why are you killing your teammates?
But now you're still putting on pressure towards this Kitchen side. It's going to be Toronto Ultra with the favorable spawns, though.
Yeah, man, that's unfortunate, especially in a spot like this where the other team's got the rotation. You're really trying to work on really not even having the numbers at your side either. I want to say that's the 3rd, if not the 4th team kill of the series for Beans. Started off his CDL campaign with a team kill onto Awakening. So with that will definitely not make the push that much easier for the Breach, as Toronto have managed to retake the lead. They've got 30 seconds still to play for over at the parking lot. In fact, let's go ahead and step aside and see how Toronto are calming in a big spot, trying to force the game 5. A listening with the Ultra.
Both left.
In the van.
Going back steps. Back steps. Back steps. A little bit.
Pop up,
Nice.
pop a van. I'll go.
Let's rotate. Deep right.
Wrap him in here. Deep right and front.
Go
front. One pushed up front, I think.
In there.
Yeah, maybe there,
One
right?
guy's gonna be D1, D2.
Wait, close connector. Connector dead.
Do you want to be dead?
He's weak.
Dead.
Nice, good trade.
I'm looking for the guy couches.
Yeah, don't think he's couches. I
I'm
think
getting
he's like towards bed.
Was it the pillar's dead? That's
Nice,
right.
sir.
I'm in left side hill.
I'm holding P5, okay?
Yep. I'm just sat connector right
Yo,
now.
lobby?
Bobby?
I'm looking lobby. Nice. You wobbing me hill? I need
Oh,
dodge.
he's dead. Carry him, dead.
Nice, Jimmy.
I'm
Still
dodge.
square, yeah.
Square.
P5, okay?
He's left side square. Left side square.
What's carry? Go top cat, top cat.
Gonna jump with me, Jimmy.
Top cat
That's
dead.
fire, that's fire. I'll look at right side
Deep
mid.
mid, beans.
Deep mid, dead.
Let's get up.
Close right, Close right. Weak.
Close right. Let's get up.
Give
P5
me
dead.
couch
Oh,
one.
nice.
Oh,
That's me.
Wrap the cross, okay? There could be
I'm going top
bedroom.
cat.
He alive. He alive. Try and hide.
P2,
I left
after
side
that.
hill. One guy's couches on me.
Yeah, it could be just couches in here.
Yo, top cat right now. He's going front bed. He's going front bed.
D2, Jimmy. He's going.
Front bed and
D2.
square. He's gonna hit lobby. One's gonna hit lobby.
P2 right now.
We'll play these guys a vault.
Yeah,
Okay.
take your time.
Where is he on time?
I think he's lamp. Close square on me.
Dead.
Where's towers on me, bro?
Let's go D1, D2.
Yep, go right. Come on.
If it's gonna spawn behind us.
One's gonna be here on us.
And Toronto Ultra, their comms are exactly how I expected. I almost put my feet up, Lando, because I was ready to relax a little bit. Everyone is just doing what they need to do in the communication. A little bit here, a little bit there, but they're in control of the game as they want to be. Insight was playing it super patient towards the back of P2. Fortunately, all of his teammates did drop towards P1, and Boston Breach, they're just putting on a lot of pressure. They're finding a break.
Big Wake
Even with
going
Toronto
huge,
Ultra
though.
having the favorable spawns, Boston Breach, they are in.
They are in, indeed. Nero able to come away with 2. Awakening eventually falls off the streak, but right now it is Breach with the time. Toronto still with some close spawns, so they're absolutely gonna try to contest this. We'll see how the fights would like to go. Vivid's able to find 2. Awakening connects for the 3rd, so it is Boston.
What's going on?
Given, hello. Okay. I don't know if that was like just a giant blanket that just entered into the hotel. I have no idea what is going on. All that we know is that Boston won the ending fights, and now it is Toronto to make that rotation. As we jump on forward, Breach, they've been having some very crucial breaks so far throughout this hard point. Can they find another? This very well could be the opportunity where they can find themselves a chance to close out the game. Beans able to start things off with the first. Nero still waiting for his chance, waiting for his opportunity to pounce on forward. The Dolphin Dive jumps in, not able to find it. Toronto clear the first wave.
Yeah, Toronto, this is the hill that they were able to get themselves right back into this game in a flawless hold. Even when Boston Breach were able to find the first break, first go around, they instantly broke it right on back. But with Vivid, great shots to take down inside towards the back. You shoot down a trophy, but now you have to worry about Standy.
Nero.
That's why you got a
Nero!
And he's able to take down 3. Great plays from the young man.
Oh!
Onto the 4th, can't win it onto Insight, but this is where your teammates can fill that gap. Boston Breach, they find the break, and with 20 seconds left, Toronto, they're still going to put a little bit of pressure on this, but you have to be thinking big picture. You have to rotate over towards next.
And Jay, you can just feel it, man. You can just feel it for the Boston side, just how confident they are when it comes down to breaks. A 1v1, a sneak off, and it is Awakening again, who comes out on top, a 30-point advantage as we head toward the bar. But Jay, it just feels like the pace pace
Oh.
has started to level up for Breach. They are just breaking hard points. Players are starting to go on sprees. Unfortunately for Beans, still sitting at double negative, but the rest of the squad is trying to elevate him the best way possible. It is chaos right now as Breach try to breach that 200-second mark. They are able
Oh,
to do
Nero
and right now
again.
they've got the
He's
numbers
going
as well.
crazy.
Oh, they got the numbers. It was the first time around where Toronto Ultra, they were able to successfully hold this hill from the front end, but Boston Breach is doing a great job of just maintaining mid-map control. Now with Vivid dropping, you know the spawns for Ultra are all going to be towards bedroom. You have to win these gunfights. That player off spawn, which is going to be Vivid, should hit that early rotation over towards next. That's exactly what he's going to decide to do. It's only 15 seconds left on his hill. Awakening does not miss bullets. Finds another two-piece in towards the feed. Beans is sitting there like, yo, you guys are going crazy in these hard points. I'm going to just continue to kick my feet up. But off the rotation, it's going to be Ultra. Fully set up. You have to hold on.
I mean, how many times, right? How many times have we labeled Hotel hardpoint? Basically the Tuscan of this year. A hardpoint and a map specifically that just nets you to comebacks. And right now at the restaurant, it is a great, great start. Off the rip here for Toronto. It has got to be a solid hold. And so far it has started off that way. Insight, who has been really the man of the hour lately for Toronto, continuing to be a turret over toward the carpets. A few players begin to enter on in. No ammo, pulls out the pistol, but thankfully, Kleenex, Standy, and Scrappy are there to wipe them all away. Toronto can take the lead if they grab every second left.
Oh, Toronto have had a flawless hold towards Diner. As now Boston Breach know that they have to cut their losses. They have to rotate over towards top plat because this is where the game can potentially end. Awakening was here nice and early. He's able to cut down too. This is where you put the pressure on towards
Nero
kitchen.
too.
As the trade comes in from Nero. Last player
Full
up
control, so you got to keep him in the kitchen.
All the way across the map for Toronto, and this is where Insight can invest that cruise missile because you have to find at least one kill.
You do indeed. Here comes Insight. However, two players do fall off the spawn. Toronto Ultra, how can they work off of it? Nero, he continues to find players. They've got trophies here. Insight, meanwhile, is able to find one onto Vivid. Only 10 more points left for Boston before they can call series. Scrappy, Kleenex, everybody
find it.
get involved, and they're able to find the break.
It's a beautiful break right there from Toronto. Great patience out of every single player on that side to get all the information that was gained off of that cruise missile, find all the kills, and now flip the spawns. Boston Breach needs a break because Toronto can close it out. 242 to 240. It's game time.
But here comes Vivid. Here comes Vivid.
Oh,
Fight two. Standy at least able to take him down.
big one.
Is there for the trade. Boston, they can still win it here. Toronto, can anybody
Boston
go?
are gonna win it here with my dogs going crazy in the background.
Who are able to take the crazy end of a hard point, and Beans cannot believe it. Went through the ringer in that series, but it's the teammates who are able to lead him
Two
through
crazy
that
matches. Two crazy upsets as Boston
in the books. There for Boston
take
as
the
they
dub
walk
over
away
Toronto
with the
Ultra.
massive dub over the Ultra.
What a series out of Boston Breach.
What a series. Thanks guys for tuning in. We'll be here bringing you more CDL tomorrow for Saturday matches. Much love guys.